children laughing, playing, being creative, and feeling safe, healthy, and happy. This is how childhood should be for the more than 715,000 children in Orange County. That is why it is so important to speak up, save a child, the theme of Orange County's 27th annual Blue Ribbon Month Kickoff ceremony, in observance of National Child Abuse Prevention Month in April. I'm Catherine Hamill, a member of Orange County's Child Abuse Prevention Council convened by the Raise Foundation. To reduce child abuse and neglect, which occurs all throughout Orange County, the month of April is about helping the entire community become even more mindful about the safety and overall well-being of children. Together, we can help prevent child abuse before it even starts. While the pandemic has put an understandably huge strain on all of us, families are having to find within them an unwavering sense of resiliency like never before. May we all slow down long enough to think about who of our colleagues and loved ones have children, and then to proactively reach out to them. Like, consider calling them to ask how they are holding up and just listen. Maybe become a pen pal to their children and them on a regular basis, sending them a handwritten letter to remind them you are here for them. Or something as simple as picking out your favorite children's book and offering to read it to a child over Zoom. Just that alone may help the family more than you'll ever know. Giving caregivers of children some respite can be the greatest gift. And reading aloud to children is one of the many recommendations made by the American Academy of Pediatrics Orange County chapter. We need everyone to be the watchful eyes and ears, especially now with so many children attending school from home remotely, and families staying at home more than ever as well. Together and individually, we can do so much to help struggling families. Currently, your Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Council is focusing on these 6 core priorities: mandated and community reporting of suspected child abuse, adverse childhood experiences and toxic stress, mental health, substance use disorder, financial literacy, and the tremendous need for resource families, people who will foster children with love. Some of these important issues will be addressed throughout the ceremony, and all will be the focus during Child Abuse Prevention Month and beyond, as we work collaboratively with many community partners and the general community like all of you. On our website at www.theraisefoundation.org, that's www.theraise.foundation.org, you will find a variety of resourceful information to refer to and share with others. Online, you will also find a Blue Ribbon Master Calendar that shares such educational opportunities as a community forum taking place online, where local Orange County experts will address and answer your questions on toxic stress from adverse childhood experiences, human trafficking, mandated reporting, and I'll be addressing financial literacy. We also have Blue Ribbon events planned to bring joy and a much needed sense of connection among families. Families are encouraged to attend virtually one or more of these Blue Ribbon Family Fun Days in April. Numerous organizations, agencies, and schools, family resource centers, and cities all around the county are holding a variety of creative awareness activities. For example, Higher Ground has created a Blue Ribbon video game for kids. Latino Health Access with Downtown Family Resource Center is holding virtual teen hangouts with art and cooking classes. Capo Valley High School, under the passionate leadership of 2 high school students, Taylor and Chloe, have created the first ever child abuse prevention club on their campus called Operation Raise Up, and are holding a first ever Blue Ribbon Week in April. Palm Lane Charter School and the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Anaheim Cypress are, among others, also piloting Blue Ribbon Weeks. Bikers Against Child Abuse has a billboard awareness campaign and doing a 100-mile awareness ride open to the public to show their support. And speaking of miles, the city of Stanton has a Blue Ribbon Walk planned and welcomes everyone to join them on Saturday, April 10th. The county is having a Wear Blue Day on April 13th so that all of us can show our support. Thanks to the help of the Women's Transitional Center, 1,000 of our Blue Ribbon Awareness Kits will get into the hands of families in need serviced by Family Resource Centers. We will also be delivering numerous prevention presentations throughout the county. If your organization, business, place of worship, parent group, or city would like to schedule a speaker, please let us know. And amid numerous other community awareness efforts, many firefighters, members of law enforcement, schools, and nonprofits will be planting and dedicating virtual and live pinwheels for prevention gardens to remind us all that childhood should be fun, that it should not hurt to be a child, and that no family should struggle. I'd like to now introduce you to one of the chaplains at Children's Hospital of Orange County, Rabbi Joe Mendelson, who will be delivering the invocation. He is fondly known for bringing peace, comfort, and hope to many children and families.
Thank you, Catherine, and Orange County's Child Abuse Prevention Council for this honor. Dear loving God, who has created us all, it should not hurt to be a child. Yet children all over the world are daily victims of abuse. Be with them, Lord. Let them feel your presence. Give them your strength to make it through the days ahead until they can be safe. This pinwheel is a childhood symbol, simple, natural, and fun. As we blow our pinwheels, let us remember that it is your breath of life that allows us to do so. Protect all of us as we each have that spark of you inside us. We each have your breath of life. And just as the Chinese regard the pinwheel as representing turning this one's luck around, we ask you, Lord, to turn these children's luck around so that they may grow to be loving, secure adults. We thank you, Lord, for all those who help these children, lift their spirits, and make them healthy human beings. They are truly your partners in caring for our young. Watch over them, giving them your strength and wisdom as they do your work. Finally, Lord, I thank you for giving us the means to gather electronically in order to recognize the importance of this month, this issue, and this event. Bless all those who will be a part of today's program, whether presenting or listening. We thank you and ask all of this in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Rabbi Joe, for your moving prayer and all you do to bring comfort to children and their families. Now to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance is the Orange County Sheriff's Department with the help of Under Sheriff Jeff Halleck.
The theme of this year's Child Abuse Prevention Ceremony is Speak Up, Save a Child. It is incumbent on all of us to be alert, to speak up and take action when we suspect abuse or neglect. It takes all of us in the community to keep children safe. Please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Under Sheriff Halleck, and we look forward to seeing pinwheels for prevention gardens outside many of your stations. Before I introduce our MC for the ceremony, I would like to thank my fellow Child Abuse Prevention Council members, as well as our Blue Ribbon Committee who planned this ceremony and the Awareness Month. Representing more than 20 different organizations and agencies, and including parent and student representatives as well, you personify the spirit of collaboration that is necessary to put an end to child abuse and neglect in Orange County. Your dedication to children and families is deeply appreciated. Your names and organizations will be part of the end credits of our ceremony. Something we've witnessed time and time again is that the more aware the community is, the safer all children will be. So it now gives me great pleasure to introduce you to our ceremony MC and beloved advocate for children, who is all about raising awareness, Vicki Vargas, OC Bureau Chief and reporter for the NBC4 News. Vicki Vargas has been part of the NBC4 News team for more than 35 years. Based in Orange County, she is responsible for gathering and covering the region's major news stories weekdays for the NBC4 News at 11 a.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 6 p.m. During her career, Vargas has earned numerous honors and awards for her professional achievements and community service, such as with the Orangewood Foundation. She is passionate about giving back to the community, especially by helping foster youth in the region. We are so honored to have her with us here live, especially amidst her hectic schedule, to officially kick off Blue Ribbon Month in Orange County. Please join me in a warm welcome for Vicki Vargas.
Thank you, Catherine. Nothing like a little virtual applause to get us started. In my role as a news reporter, it is true, I have seen the plight of many at-risk families and children who are struggling. I've witnessed the joy and the increased self-esteem of children who benefit from the services like the ones we're talking about today, and from those that many of you in the community provide. Since child abuse and neglect is nearly always preventable, raising awareness can literally save children's lives. So I encourage everyone to absorb what you're about to hear and see during the ceremony. Share it with your loved ones, share it with your colleagues. Let your voice be heard. Speak up, save a child. Now, as we prepare for April to be National Child Abuse Prevention Month, we are pleased to have with us Chairman Andrew Doe. He is the supervisor of the 1st District from the Orange County Board of Supervisors, and he will share a few words.
The month of April is nationally recognized as Child Abuse Prevention Month. And in Orange County, the blue ribbon is synonymous with child abuse prevention, representing a unified message to call to action for all of Orange County to work together to prevent child abuse and neglect. Throughout the month of April, in Orange County, several virtual events will take place in recognition of this important topic to facilitate broader community involvement in child abuse prevention. One such event takes place on April 13th, Go Blue for OC Kids Day, where I invite all Orange County residents and our community partners to take place in wearing blue that day. United, we wear blue in order to help raise awareness of the critical importance of working together to prevent child maltreatment. Child abuse and neglect are complex, ongoing issues affecting children from every part of society and crossing all cultural, ethnic, and socioeconomic lines. Ensuring the safety of our children is the role of our entire community. We are fortunate in Orange County to have a robust system for prevention through programs like the Family Resource Center platform at the Orange County Social Services Agency, and the strong collaborative relationships we share with our community and faith partners. We have created more opportunities for families in crisis to access needed services. Therefore, on behalf of the Orange County Board of Supervisors, I hereby declare April 2021 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Orange County. We urge all residents to take part in this important effort of the Child Abuse Prevention Council, the Blue Ribbon Committee, Race Foundation, and its partners who serve children and families, working together to prevent child abuse and build healthy, safe, strong, and nurturing families and communities.
Thank you, Chairman Doe, for all that you do and the entire Board of Supervisors. It is a commitment indeed to the prevention of child maltreatment. And now, here to share a few words is the Orange County District Attorney, Todd Spitzer.
Well, good morning, Vicki, and thank you so much for emceeing this. We're so appreciative, and thank you for your dedication to reporting the news every single day in Orange County. Well, good morning, everybody. I really appreciate this opportunity to say a few words to kick off Blue Ribbon Month. The awareness of this month-long initiative brings very important issues that are critical. Children who are victims of abuse are some of the most vulnerable individuals in our community. And we know during the pandemic, it even has been worse. How can a child who may not fully be aware of what's happening to them speak up or know what to say or who to talk to? That's why we are here. You know, when we locked down last year because of COVID, kids were told they couldn't go to school. Kids were told they couldn't go to their daycare or their after-school activities. I want you to know that the reports of abuse against children dropped 44% in Orange County during the pandemic. And on the other side of the age spectrum are our elderly. And elder abuse reporting dropped 62%. And why? That's because children and elder abuse is not reported. And we have mandatory reporters in the community that we rely on, our teachers, our bank tellers, to bring these things to our attention when they see signs of abuse. And that unfortunately didn't happen during the pandemic. So we have a lot of catching up to do, and we have a lot of work to continue to do with all of you as our partners. Both the physical and the mental abuse are against the law, obviously. And the Orange County District Attorney's Office Family Protection Unit is fully prepared to prosecute all these cases. It is our job to hold a perpetrator responsible and to make that victim safe and that family whole once again. And that's what we do every single day here. And I'm very, very proud of the men and women in this office who work together to protect children. It's all of our job as community leaders, as parents, as school teachers, as responsible members of the community to keep our children safe. National Child Abuse Prevention Month inspires a year-round effort. It's not just about 1 month. It's about the entire year that we need to invest in protecting and keeping our children healthy and safe. So thank you for all your efforts and dedication to the cause. And thank you again for allowing me to join this great effort today. Thank you so much, Vicki.
And thank you, Todd, for joining us live this morning. A big thank you to yourself and to the entire Orange County District Attorney's Office for being part of this Blue Ribbon Month, and of course, all the work you do to protect children. Playing a vital role in the prevention of child abuse is also the County of Orange's Social Services Agency. We might know it as SSA. And we're grateful to have one of their deputy directors with us from the Family and Services Division. He'll now present a county update.
Hello, and on behalf of the County of Orange Social Services Agency, thank you for allowing me the privilege of sharing a few words with you. My name is Scott Burdick, and I am one of the deputy directors in our Children and Family Service Division. One of our agency's primary goals is to protect children through prevention or remedy of conditions that may lead to abuse and or neglect, and to partner with families to ensure their children live in safe, nurturing, and permanent homes. This year marks the 27th annual Blue Ribbon campaign for 2021, which the theme is to speak up and save a child. This could not be more timely. The COVID-19 pandemic has truly been an unprecedented time. And in unprecedented times, our call to unite as a community only grows. Child abuse and neglect issues are complex. Currently, there are about 715,000 children residing in Orange County. In the last fiscal year in Orange County, our child abuse registry received more than 54,000 calls of suspected abuse or neglect and responded to over 10,700 reports that rose to the level of our involvement. The COVID-19 pandemic hit during the tail end of our last fiscal year. And with the virus and corresponding stay-at-home order in March of 2020, SSA began to see the calls in the hotline plunge significantly, depending on the month and the health orders for reopening at that time. Now, it's clear that this drop in reporting was associated with school and other service closures, and fewer opportunities for professionals or others outside the home, including teachers, physicians, therapists, relatives, and neighbors, to observe our children in person, making it harder to identify potential abuse or neglect. Simply, there have not been as many eyes on our children compared to times of normalcy. In addition, families are experiencing a new and unfamiliar stress. While staying home to protect their family's health, they're also facing financial stressors, changes to routines, new roles and responsibilities, and physical distancing from those who provide them with comfort and support. Some have also contracted the virus, and others have lost loved ones to it. COVID-19 has added a whole new level of challenges and hardship. However, SSA Children and Family Services continues to man our 24-hour hotline, and our emergency response workers, those sent in the field to investigate and assess whether intervention is needed, remained at work in the field on the front lines, going into family homes to check on the welfare of children. Currently, the past fiscal year, there were just under 28,000 children who were victims of one or more child abuse or neglect allegation, and approximately 6% of these children entered the dependency system. The remaining cases either did not rise to our level of involvement, or we were able to address the family's needs through prevention efforts in the community. As an agency, we have been successful at diverting 94% of these children from informal involvement with the juvenile court. With a continued focus on strengthening families, SSA has placed an emphasis on our community partnerships to help prevent child abuse, including developing and implementing programs like differential response, as well as enhancing our Families and Communities Together, or FACT, Family Resource Center platform. In fiscal year 2019-2020, the FACT Community Resource Centers, or FRCs, have provided over 6,000 family services throughout our 16 family resource centers, and these are in networks that play a vital role in Orange County to strengthen our prevention and intervention services, designed to reduce the risk of child abuse and neglect. In Orange County, we're incredibly fortunate to have effective child abuse prevention programs that succeed because of the partnerships among social services agencies, our schools, faith communities, our civic organizations, law enforcement agencies, and the business community. But the child welfare system is an ever-evolving system, and it continues to undergo a major systematic evolution to improve outcomes for foster youth. The Continuum of Care reform for our child welfare system was signed into law by Assembly Bill 403 in October of 2015, with the goal of improving the child welfare system by increasing the use of home-based family care and working to eliminate group home placements. And SSA has long supported the goal of placing children in family-based care. To continue serving youth, our group home partners have transformed themselves into STRTPs, also known as short-term residential therapeutic programs. And our Orangewood Children and Family Center continues to transition as a temporary shelter care facility, making concerted efforts to reduce the length of stay for the children residing there. The children most significantly impacted by the changes mandated by CCR are those who struggle with specialized behaviors and emotional and medical needs. An important factor toward the success of this transition and CCR in general is the community's involvement in providing foster or resource homes for dependent children in need of placement. The need for these resource homes is significant, particularly for those who are willing to consider placement of children with specialized needs. Currently in Orange County, 80% of our children in out-of-home care are placed in family-based settings, many with relatives. That said, there's a significant challenge in recruiting resource families willing and able to provide care for these specialized needs youth, many of which are over the age of 13 and fall within 3 challenging categories of sibling sets, youth with significant medical or mental health and or behavioral issues, and the commercially sexually exploited children. However, we encourage the community to get engaged in helping to address these significant needs. These are the community's children, and each one deserves the opportunity to thrive in a loving and nurturing home environment. As with our best practice, SSA continues to look and to collaborate with our residents, our community, and our faith partners to ensure that we have resource families that are willing and able to step up with loving and safe homes for these children in need. I'd like to encourage you to learn more about becoming a resource family or about how you can support these resource families and the children they care for. To learn more, please visit our website at oc4kids.com or call 1-888-871-KIDS. As you know, ensuring the safety of our children is the role of an entire community. Our communities are stronger when all of the residents are aware of child abuse prevention, and all are involved in supporting families as they strive to raise their children in safe and caring environments. During the COVID-19 pandemic, I've asked a question many times to many people. The question is, and I want each of you to think about this, during the pandemic, what was the one thing during the peak of the pandemic that you missed the most? The most common response I've heard to this question has been very simply, family. This pandemic has created a small snapshot into how many of our children feel every day. Our children need families. It takes a village to raise a child is much more than a catchphrase, and we are that village. All of us can reach out, provide support, and ensure our children and families have what they need to ensure their well-being. By supporting children and families, we can reduce stress and isolation, which can lead to child maltreatment. I urge each of you, as is the campaign this year, to speak up and save a child. If you suspect child abuse or neglect, please call our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week child abuse hotline at area code 714-940-1000 or 800-207-4464. On behalf of the County of Orange Social Services Agency, I thank you sincerely for your support and for taking a part in serving our children and families and working together to prevent child maltreatment and in helping to build safe, healthy, and strong community families. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Burdick, for giving us such a insightful countywide overview and sharing some of the core ways this entire community can help children. So, since this awareness campaign is all about children, who better to ask to depict what feeling safe, healthy, happy actually looks like artistically? Well, we asked some children themselves. So we want to thank all the youth who participated. They range between 6 and 18 years old. And the theme for this year's contest, Keep Me Safe, Healthy, and Happy. These children spoke up and they were heard. And all of them will be recognized in a special Blue Ribbon Family Fun Day, and that'll happen later this month, later in April, rather. I am now pleased to unveil the winning artwork for the Orange County's 2021 Blue Ribbon Youth Art Contest, as well as introduce you to the first place winners. Our congratulations go to Rebecca, she's 17 years old, Johannu, age 14, and a very young one, Arna, age 11. So let's see their artwork now, and let's hear from them.
Blue Ribbon Month means advocating for the prevention of child abuse and celebrating the importance of accomplishing this goal as a community. My artwork represents Blue Ribbon Month by presenting a child at peace in the safety of his parents' hands. By working together, we can keep children safe, healthy, and happy by making each piece of the puzzle count.
What does Blue Ribbon mean to me? Well, to me, Blue Ribbon is a month where it focuses on child abuse awareness and preventing it. My artwork represents that during these hard times, we want safety for ourselves and others, which is why I drew a person wearing a face mask. It is also important to stay healthy and, most importantly, staying happy by having those who we love and care about by our sides.
Blue Ribbon Month means for me to be an upstander and help others to reach their finish line. In my artwork, I'm taking the Blue Ribbon Month to the next level by setting examples. It is definitely possible with my willpower and creativity, as shown with colored balloons and the support of amazing people around me, as shown in different clouds. People of different color, race, and age shows the unity in diversity, and if we are determined and work together like connected clouds, we can make this world a happy, healthy, and safe place.
Anybody else tapping their toes to that music? Very uplifting. They may have young faces, but they certainly have mature outlooks on this and beautiful artwork. Their entries, along with the others, will be part of a roaming Blue Ribbon Youth Art exhibit throughout Orange County all year long, as well as featured on several websites. Now, if you are interested in displaying that exhibit, just let the Child Abuse Prevention Council know, and we'll be able to get it to you. And now we want to give a special thank you. This goes out to the Orange County Business Journal. They will actually publish the winning entry in the high school age category on the journal's front cover. And if you subscribe, you will see that in the April edition. And now it's my honor to help the community recognize some of the unsung heroes in preventing child abuse. They have been thoughtfully selected as recipients of the 2021 Blue Ribbon and Shining Light on Children Awards. These recipients will receive a framed piece of Blue Ribbon youth artwork, a self-care basket, and of course, our gratitude. The 2021 Blue Ribbon Award recipient is Dr. Van Nguyen Greco. We're supposed to applaud at this point. I'm sure I can hear it very loudly in the other rooms within our show here. She's being honored for her work, specifically in the area of child abuse prevention. She was respectfully nominated by her colleague, Dr. Sandra Murray. Now, Dr. Greco is only one of 3 child abuse pediatricians in all of Orange County. Now, we join her in hoping that those out there listening with an interest in pursuing a career in pediatrics will also consider this very, very important subspecialty. She's Associate Clinical Professor of Pediatrics at the University of California, Irvine, where she is that child abuse pediatrician at UCI Medical Center, also at Children's Hospital of Orange County, and she works for the Child Abuse Services team, which we know as CAST. She also provides case consultations to county child protective investigators. She is highly respected in her field and by many others. Dr. Greco is known to spend numerous hours educating medical students, residents, physicians, nurses, social workers, law enforcement, community organizations in the area of child abuse recognition, treatment and prevention. A lot of that time, she does this outside of work. Dr. Greco, also an active member of several organizations that focus on prevention and education about child abuse and family violence. They include the We Can Coalition and the Orange County Child Death Review Team, among others. She is passionate about the safety of children. Dr. Greco seeks out and secures grants also related to the prevention of child abuse and neglect. Pre-pandemic, Dr. Greco was also active in various volunteer activities at her children's school and her church. But even some of her hobbies are about helping children. She enjoys crocheting projects to give us gifts or donations, head coverings for patients with hair loss, and ear saver bands for face masks. Dr. Greco, as we understand it, this is marking your 18th year of evaluating children and educating professionals around the community about child maltreatment in Orange County. So we thank you for dedicating yourself to fulfilling a critical need, for advocating for the safety of abused and neglected children who often themselves feel they do not have a voice. So let's applaud all together now. Thank you to Dr. Greco.
Thank you, Vicki, for the kind introduction. I am very honored to be the recipient of this year's Blue Ribbon Award, especially with so many deserving nominees. As a pediatrician and a parent, I firmly believe that all children deserve to grow up in a safe, nurturing environment and the opportunity to fully realize their potential, regardless of their circumstances or background. The field of child abuse pediatrics is often emotionally taxing, but it is also very humbling and rewarding to know that I can make a direct difference in a child's life, whether through the medical evaluation or providing education and trainings for those who work with them. It is especially gratifying to be recognized for the work with this award. But there is still much work to be done. In the words of John F. Kennedy, the needs of children must not be made to wait. We must ensure that the children of Orange County, their families and communities continue to thrive physically, emotionally, and socially. And it takes all of us doing our part. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rico, and for being such an incredible advocate for children. And now we're going to introduce to you the recipient of the Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Council's 2021 Shining Light on Children Award. And if we could do a virtual drum roll, we would. Her name is Patty Hatcher. Patty is the health curriculum specialist for Anaheim Union High School District. She is also their program director for Anaheim's Innovative Mentoring Experience. It's called AMY. Prior to working in administration, she was known to faculty and students there as a standout teacher. Joe Baldo of Higher Ground nominated Patty for this award, saying that she always goes above and beyond to fill in the gaps so that children don't fall through those gaps and get lost. Students who she runs into years later remain grateful for having her as their teacher. One such student who considered suicide in high school thanked her, saying that the way she cared about and respected her students was a turning point in their life. She has an open door policy before and after school, and during lunch actually became a safe haven for children. She served as an advisor for many of the school clubs. She's helped committees and organizations on campus. But what stood out most to those evaluating these nominations was that Patty's hero-like ability was to swoop in and save the day with caring solutions. She created a clothes closet at Kennedy High School for students and families in need, and she continues to donate dresses so students could attend the prom. Hopefully we'll get those back soon. She even turned some personal family events into fundraisers to buy sports equipment, tickets to school dances and games, and made it possible for children who could not to participate. Every chance she gets, Patty seeks an opportunity for students to mentor, to intern, to experience anything that will help them prepare for college, career, and even life. More recently, Patty helped Higher Ground Youth and Family Services to create a pilot program for human trafficking prevention, often on her own time. That's when she helped launch this program. So it's evident that being a hero for kids is in her DNA. Ms. Hatcher, we thank you and congratulate you on being selected as the 2021 Shining Light on Children Award recipient.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Vargas, for, oh my gosh, that generous introduction. I am truly shocked and humbled. My gosh, thanks again. I never thought I'd receive the Shining Light on Children Award because I feel there's so many other people in Orange County that are making a true difference. But we definitely do need more people out there to step it up and make a difference in the lives of children. But it's truly an honor for this recognition. Oh my gosh, thank you. The Child Abuse Prevention Program does fantastic things to help prevent child abuse and neglect. I admire everything they do to strengthen families in our community and help keep children safe. And I want to thank Joe Baldo and Geraldine Dismore for nominating me for this award. I truly wish that I could share this award with them because they do outstanding work with Higher Ground. So thanks again, and it's such a pleasure to work with them. I've always had a passion towards helping people. I think I've gone my whole life doing everything I can to go above and beyond to help people in need. And my passion really grew over 30 years ago when I started teaching, especially my passion towards keeping children safe and being there to help them in any way. Children and teens need our help, our kindness, our support. They need to be heard and need our compassion. And now more than ever during COVID, they really need as many people in the community to step up and be there to support them in any way with their mental, emotional, social, and physical needs. So please, everybody, step up when you can and be there to support our children in need. Being friendly, generous, and kind isn't something we should be doing for an award. It's something we all should be doing just because we're human. And as the common saying goes, people don't always remember what you say, but they're always going to remember how you feel or how you make them feel. So please step up, be kind to others. Your act of kindness will continue to spread throughout the community. And thank you so much again for this tremendous award and heartwarming recognition. We need to remember it takes a whole community to help the whole child and keep them healthy and happy. So please step up, be there for children, and thanks again so much for the recognition.
And thank you, Patty. You can see her devotion. Everything in that room was blue, right? In connection with what we're doing today. We now want to take this opportunity to recognize a 2020, yes, a year ago, recipient from last year's Blue Ribbon Kickoff ceremony. It had to be canceled, of course, because of the pandemic. But where do you meet her? Bobby Ott is the 2020 recipient of Orange County's Child Abuse Prevention Council's Shining Light on Children Award. She has opened her heart and home as a foster parent and respite worker for more than 75 children over 35 years. Sometimes she's provided care for 6 children at a time. Her answer was yes when a need arose to foster a child with medical challenges, ranging from those who were victims of fetal alcohol syndrome, one who was terminally ill. She cared for that child until that child's passing and still visits that gravesite annually. She also cared for one who was burned over 90% of their body. And she continues to foster children even after her husband died. She doesn't have any biological children of her own, but the 3 children she adopted and 2 additional she is legal guardian to are now all grown up. She lovingly helped each child realize their full potential. For example, her deaf child is trained in opera singing. Years ago, Bobby volunteered at Fairview State Hospital and Hope School for the mentally ill. She also provided therapeutic ice skating to children who were confined to wheelchairs. I'd like to see that. She put her professional ice skating past to good use. For the past 5 years, Bobby has volunteered as a Girl Scout troop leader at the Orange County Rescue Mission. That's a homeless shelter here locally, teaching the children their life skills. She has received other honors beyond this: the Orange County Child Advocate of the Year from the Board of Supervisors, a Girl Scout Council Award, Boys and Girls Club Awards, and most recently, a Hero of Tustin Award for going beyond the call of duty in her volunteerism with children. So, congratulations to you and your many honors, Bobby, and among them, the 2020 Shining Light on Children Award. Now, let me help have you. Let's start over. I'm going to introduce you, this is going to be emotional, to one of your grateful children and 2 of your precious grandchildren.
So here's my loving mother.
And our awesome grandmother.
Hi, I love children, and I've been loving children since I was 5 years old. I've been helping people in the neighborhood take care of their kids, and I am now 77 years old. And I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for choosing me for this outstanding, amazing, awesome award. Thank you again. One of the things that really touches my heart and a memory that I just have in my head is a 5-year-old child who was in a group home. He was a foster child, and I took him out of the environment to get to know him. I took him out to eat. This child was so happy to be acknowledged and giving some special attention that when he was eating, he took the food out of his mouth and shared it with me. What child does that? This child had nothing, but he was willing just to share what he had because I spent time talking to him and giving him attention. I'd like to thank you all for this award one more time, and also for my parents, Izzy and Gertie Greenbaum, who inspired me to love children, to take care of them, and help me raise these children when I had to take other children to the hospital. So thank you so much for this award.
Evidence that it does take a village and a couple of generations. We are so honored to recognize you, Bobby. Something tells me you will still be enriching the lives of children in need for many years to come, so we thank you again. Now, I'd like to share that with so many excellent nominees submitted this year, the Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Council has decided to launch a new Blue Ribbon Honoree of the Month program, and that will start late in the spring of this year. Those being spotlighted throughout the year will include Pooja Bala, Aaron Malone, Daniel Logan, Stephanie Palmer, Bikers Against Child Abuse, Lisa Carpenter, Anat Herzog, Crystal Bevins, Roe Osborne, and the Priority Center Ragnar Relay Team. A lot of faces and organizations you'll come to know in the months ahead. Now, to join us in congratulating all of these award recipients and other nominees, along with our youth artists, we now have a dance that has been choreographed for them and the whole community. It is a traditional bo'o dance that has been choreographed as the first ever Blue Ribbon dance for Orange County's Blue Ribbon Month. We're obviously getting into the arts here. A special thank you to Hiromi Minakata of Downtown Family Resource Center, also the Latino Health Access Family Resource Center, her husband, Peter, their godson, Fernando, and it'll all make sense in a moment because you're now in for a very special treat.
Thank you for keeping me safe.
What a lovely expression, not only of family, but a show of gratitude. So we thank you, Hiromi, Peter, and Fernando. New this year, as part of the Blue Ribbon Kickoff ceremony, is actually the opportunity for us here online to experience a mini workshop on the topic of adverse childhood experiences. It's known to many as ACEs. Now, this is just a snapshot of the many trainings the Child Abuse Prevention Council offers throughout the year. It's available to professionals, for those in continuing education, and to the general community. Our trainer this morning is Dr. Eric Ball. He is a primary care pediatrician at Southern Orange County Pediatrics Association. He's also a member of the local Children's Hospital of Orange County Primary Care Network. He's a dedicated dad as well, the immediate past president of the American Academy of Pediatrics Orange County chapter, and he is also on the California Surgeon General's Trauma-Informed Primary Care Implementation Advisory Committee. Most recently, Dr. Ball has been featured as a columnist and a speaker for ACEs' AWARE initiative. He is championed, not surprising, by California Surgeon General Dr. Nadine Burke-Harris. And so, will you warmly welcome our workshop presenter?
Hi, my name is Dr. Eric Ball. I'm a primary care pediatrician at the CHOC Primary Care Network, and I'm here today to talk to you about adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, and their role on mental and physical health. The concept of ACEs was first developed in the 1990s by two researchers at Kaiser Permanente in San Diego, California. These doctors noted that several of their patients with chronic medical conditions such as diabetes and obesity had difficulty managing their physical health issues. The doctors then noted that a lot of these patients also had traumatic childhoods with high levels of abuse or neglect. The researchers then sought to see whether there was a correlation between difficult childhoods and mental and physical health problems as adults. They looked at 10 aspects of childhood adversity, 3 related to abuse, 2 with neglect, and 5 with household dysfunction. They declared these adverse childhood experiences. The 3 abuse ones were physical abuse, emotional abuse, or sexual abuse. They also looked at physical neglect or emotional neglect, as well as mental illness in the family, an incarcerated relative, drug use in the family, a history of divorce, or violence in the household. When the researchers looked at these aspects, they found that there was a dose-dependent relationship between high levels of childhood adversity and mental and physical issues as an adult. They found that ACEs were extremely prevalent, with over 70% of participants showing at least one adverse childhood experience, and almost a quarter experiencing 4 or more levels of adversity as children. In California, we see similar results. Over 62% of Californians have greater than one ACE, and almost 20% have 4 or more ACEs in their past. We believe that the reason why high levels of childhood adversity leads to difficulties as an adult has to do with an engagement of the fight or flight response in all people. When you are in a toxic, traumatic childhood with high levels of childhood adversity, it stimulates your adrenal gland to produce high levels of cortisol and adrenaline and other fight or flight type hormones. These cause high levels of inflammation in the body, which over time can lead to difficulty with both chronic mental and physical health. Eventually, this leads to early death and difficulty as an adult. Studies repeatedly show that high levels of childhood adversity are greatly affecting the way that people develop adult mental or physical health problems. In the study originally done, people who had 4 or more ACEs were almost 5 times more likely to be depressed, were 2 times more likely to have heart disease, were 12 times more likely to attempt suicide, were 2 times more likely to have a stroke, and were 2 times more likely to have cancer. In California, we are doing our best to limit the effects of adverse childhood experiences through a program called ACEs Aware, which was spearheaded in 2019 by the California Surgeon General. Through ACEs Aware, we physicians and other practitioners are striving to screen all children every year for childhood adversity, and then teach them and their families ways to mitigate these effects so that they do not suffer the mental and physical health problems down the road of so many people in the past. Currently, in my practice and many practices, every child is being screened for childhood adversity, asking those 10 same questions that were asked in the initial adversity study. Patients who screen high or have other issues are then sent to appropriate mental health or other referrals to help mitigate the problems of adverse childhood experiences. High levels of childhood adversity is not destiny, however. We have found that many studies show that resiliency factors have been shown to decrease poor health outcomes. By teaching families ways to mitigate the effects of ACEs, we are able to decrease their risk of problems down the road, including mental or physical issues. We use something called trauma-informed care to treat these patients. In trauma-informed care, we talk about both tolerable and toxic stress. Tolerable stress are stressful situations or adversity that is buffered by supportive relationships or other resiliency factors. Toxic stress, unfortunately, is seen in many of our patients. This is prolonged activation of the body's stress response with the absence of buffering relationships or resiliency factors. As practitioners, we are working on teaching our families and our children ways to decrease the risk of toxic stress by working on aspects of their relationships that they can use to buffer difficult childhood adversity. We talk about 6 aspects of resiliency factors that can be used by families. Number 1, we talk about supportive relationships, including caregivers who can help to buffer the problems associated with toxic stress and difficult childhoods. It's important that children get adequate, high sufficiency sleep. We talk about making sure that children are having balanced nutrition. We also want children to have regular physical activity. We think it's important that children learn mindfulness, meditation, and prayer, and other ways to mitigate these effects. And finally, we send our children to mental health professionals where indicated. As people in the community, it is possible for us to help children who have suffered high levels of childhood adversity. You can help people to become the buffering, supportive adult in a child's life. You can teach children mindfulness and meditation. You can talk to families about good nutrition and good sleep habits. And probably most importantly, you can be aware of adverse childhood experiences and their effect on adult mental and physical health. It's impossible to help children if we don't ask the questions. And that's why in California, we are screening all children for adverse childhood experiences. And hopefully we can expand this from the doctor's office to the schools and other places where we can make sure that our children are staying safe, healthy, and happy. Thank you so much.
Experiences. We thank you, Dr. Ball, for speaking on adverse childhood experiences and trauma-informed care. It's obvious your commitment to the medical profession and to children is greatly appreciated. You know, that use of trauma-informed care is something that's an approach we can all learn from. We can do it in our daily interactions with the children we come in contact with. And as we've heard from Dr. Ball, it's something that can change a child's life forever. So it is good to know that interventions come in many forms. For our Blue Ribbon Ceremony Impact speaker, Olympian Carlin Isles, the healing began, he says, the day he was adopted. You may know the name Carlin as the fastest man in rugby in the United States. He was a member of the United States National Rugby Sevens team and a dynamo at the 2016 Summer Olympics. He is also the first to admit that running during childhood is what helped him cope. Turns out his mother struggled with drugs, and as a result, authorities took both Carlin and his twin from their harmful situation. They went into foster care. And not surprisingly, this is the continuing story. They were in several foster homes with no chance of reunification. And then a loving couple in Ohio adopted both of them. Carlin and his twin were 8 years old at the time, and they gained instant siblings. One of the biggest changes that his adoptive parents quickly made was to allow him to be a kid again, and that they would now allow him to be the ones to protect his sister, and they would promise that he would never experience any more neglect. They did that, we are told, and so much more. So here to share an important message is this incredible role model.
Hi, my name is Carlin Isles. I'm a 2016 Olympian. And if some of you may not know, I was in the foster care system when I was young. I got taken away from my mother, my twin, and I. When I was 5 years old, I got adopted when I was 8. Some of the struggles that I went to beforehand, I was one, taken away from my mother. I lived in a homeless shelter. I also was living in cars, living in cars, had to eat dog food, and I couldn't read, I couldn't write when I was younger. I faced many challenges, abandonment, neglect, and it made a big impact on my life, but also I didn't let that stop me. And I want to give a big shout out to my parents who adopted me at 8 years old and giving me a better life. They opened their home, they opened their hearts to bettering my life and providing something that's very special that every child I think needs, and that's just love. And here today, I've overcome a lot of my life, and I never let my circumstances define me. And I want to thank, especially big time my adopting parents for doing such a wonderful job for instilling great values in me and being selfless, because there's a lot that's going on. They had children of their own, but they took on more. And for me, I worked my butt off all my life. And not only I became a 2016 Olympian, I'm the world's fastest rugby player, but I wouldn't have been here today if they wouldn't have opened their home and their hearts for my twin and I. And anybody who's in the foster care system or anybody who's adopted, I would say my best advice is, 1, know how to love yourself regardless. 2, always have faith. Faith is the biggest thing, and faith is why I'm here today. And no matter what your circumstances are, there's always a way. You can always find a way, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to continue to have a vision and keep the objective over any emotional issue, because life will come at you in many ways and many circumstances. But the person who can always look forward and know what they're reaching and know what they want will never be deterred and never get sidetracked by the weather that comes. And anybody please, with a great heart, with any type of love that's inside of you, it's very important to be able to open your home, open your heart, and open your love to people in need. Because if it wasn't for someone who did it for me, I wouldn't be here today. So I want to thank everybody, and I appreciate you. I appreciate our adoptive parents, and love you all.
Thank you, Carlin, for sharing about your life, for showing us what a difference adoptive parents can do, and for inspiring those who may be currently in foster care. You indeed are a role model for many. One of the core initiatives of Orange County's Blue Ribbon Month awareness campaign is to recruit resource parents. You may have heard this as a theme earlier this morning. We need folks to foster children in loving, home-based care. In a moment, you will meet Vanessa Acosta, who, with her husband, began the process of becoming resource parents back in 2011. Since then, they have fostered nearly 20 children between Los Angeles and Orange counties. They adopted 4 of the foster youth they cared for, while are in the process of finalizing the adoption of 2 more. And during that time, Vanessa's husband unexpectedly and tragically died. In his legacy, Vanessa continued on with the adoption of those 2 children. And she loves being mom to, you ready? 6 precious children from 9 to 15. She says they're all doing well. They're very high-performing students. And in her role as a resource parent, she advocates for biological parents who are working to reunify with their children. She is also active in the foster care auxiliary and her faith community to help educate families on the challenges and rewards that come with fostering and fostering to adopt. Should be no surprise that the Orange County Board of Supervisors celebrated her achievements during National Adoption Month. So please join me now in welcoming Vanessa Acosta.
My husband and I just had just a love for children, and we wanted to open up our homes and our hearts to kids that were just unfortunate or had nowhere to go. So we decided to attend a foster retreat. Little by little, we ended up with, I think at one time, 6 children, and we would have them for a while. And if the situation was to go back to the parents, we were very supportive, and we would do transitions. And for those children that stayed with us, we ended up getting the opportunity to adopt the children. We continued with making them feel more comfortable at our home, showing them a lot of love. And we would sit down, read books with them, teach them how to do math, and just put a lot of time into them. Take them out traveling with us, horseback riding, going on our little mini weekend trips. And the children became very fond, and they just started learning that this is what our forever family would look like in the future. Whenever we announced that we were able to adopt them, they were so happy and excited that they would have an opportunity to have a forever family. And also with the forever family came with more siblings. And so now we have 6 children. And unfortunately, my husband did pass away, but we're learning to continue his legacy, and that is to help others that are less fortunate. And so my husband left a very profound imprint on their hearts, and that was to open up your home, help as much as you can within your community, and be good citizens and do an amazing job at school, and one day become a college graduate, have your own family, be happy. And if you have opportunities to open your home to foster youth, or be able to donate time to do just like Papa and Mama did, we would receive a lot of unexpected gifts from our children. And one was in the form of love, just the hugs, the laughter, the rapport that they build with us, just waking up in the morning and the kids running around the house and saying, good morning, Papa, good morning, Mama. What are we going to do today? Or just things that they just would just come to us if they felt like unsafe, or I couldn't sleep very well last night. Mama, we could put like a lamp on. We would always teach them not to fear anything, that they were safe in our home always, and that we would take care of them. And so a lot of the gifts that were given to us was the trust that they have within us. The blessings that when we eat together as a family, they bless the food. We always remember my husband. We always make sure that we always keep him in everything that we do. We always talk about all the great stuff that he taught us. We continue to go visit him at the cemetery, and my children are excited and they celebrate his life. And that's how we, as a family unit, we continue his legacy. So it's a great amount of gifts that our children give us every day. The jokes that they tell, and they just learn to become kids again and really love life. All parents, or all, just anybody that would like to be involved in becoming a resource family, it gives great opportunities to those children that are looking for a home with great hearts, and for homes and people that will spend time with them, give them love in return. And I believe that it's a calling.
You are an inspiration and a gift, Vanessa. And your smile tells it all. It is clear that you have a passion for this. So we thank you for being a part of our program this morning. We hope all of you listening saw that slide, which kind of laid it out for all of us. If you want to learn more about volunteering to help foster children, reach out to the County of Orange Social Services website. It's devoted to those who are interested in learning more. You may have seen a graphic of it earlier, www.oc4kids, that's number 4kids.com. As we head into the Child Abuse Prevention Month, let's remember and turn our thoughts and hearts to the 8 precious Orange County children who died from abuse and neglect this last year. The front row of many of these virtual and on-site pinwheels for prevention gardens are being planted throughout April in Orange County, and they will be dedicated to the memory of these children. We're going to show you an example of that. Join me now in watching the Orange County chapter of Bikers Against Child Abuse, BACA, plant the first pinwheels for prevention garden. This is for 2021 for the awareness campaign. Now, they're doing so in the front lawn of Harbor Lawn, that's the Mount Olive Memorial Park in Costa Mesa. And as they plant the front row, join me in a moment of silence as each child's name is shared.
Please join us in a moment of silence for these 8 precious children. Annie, 9 years old. Christopher, 2 months old. Ben, 1 year old. Baby girl Barb, 1 day old. Linda, 1 year old. Baby girl B, 1 day old. Jason, 11 years old. Sarah, 9 years old. In memory of 8 precious children who died from abuse and neglect.
Speak up, save a child.
Let us all do all we can to keep children safe, healthy, and happy.
May these precious children, I knew it would get me, be resting in peace, and may everyone's efforts for heightened awareness during the 2021 Blue Ribbon campaign and beyond help put an end to child abuse and neglect. And whether or not you have children, if anything we have learned from this, it's that we can all do something to keep them safe, happy, and healthy. A special thank you to all of those who dedicate your careers and your volunteerism, your time to help children and families. You provide a very special safety net for some of these struggling families. I have been honored to serve as your emotional MC, right? In a moment, you'll be watching a very special Pass the Pinwheel. You have to love this theme today. Heed everyone's words you're about to hear and endure hearing them over and over again. That's the intention. That's what this day is about. And by the way, if you want to cry again, the ceremony has been recorded. It's available for review and will be there for many months to come on behalf of the Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Council. You can go to the Raise Foundation's website, social media, YouTube accounts. That's where the link will be housed. And we encourage you to share it with at least 8 people. So to do so in memory of the children who died from abuse and neglect, and as your own way of passing the pinwheel. Thank you.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
Keep kids safe, healthy, and happy.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
Speak up. Save a child.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
It shouldn't hurt to be a child.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
Keep kids safe, healthy, and happy.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
Speak up, save a child.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
It should not hurt to be a child. Adopt or foster a child with love.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
Speak up. Save a child.
Keep me safe, healthy, and happy.
It should not hurt to be a child.
Keep kids safe, happy, and healthy.
Now It's your turn to pass the pinwheel. Yet please don't pass up any opportunity to keep kids safe, healthy, and happy. And as a reminder, speak up, save a child. Please add the Child Abuse Reporting Hotline number in your cell phone if you haven't already. 714-940-1000 or 800-207-4464. On behalf of Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Council, please join us for Blue Ribbon Month, April 2021. Thank you for joining us for the 27th Annual Blue Ribbon Month Kickoff Ceremony.